Hello viewers, moi listen limchen. Aji bhi apne nimite ekta breaking khobor ani di ase. 5 Tribes Coordination Committee on Reservation Policy pra koi thaka nishna July 9 aji pra shuru korina ekta dangor sit-in protest rakhishe. Nagaland Civil Secretariat Kohima de. Idu protest pra civil dissent dikhaishe. 48 sal lamba indefinite reservation policy khilaf de. Program ke shuru korina Kohima ao Baptist Church laga pastor Libok Nangsang Chamir pra invocation pratana korishe. Protest ke 5 Tribes CoRRP laga member secretary GK Jimomi pra chair korishe. Kun pra government employment insaf barabar thick representation aro education opportunities lagya laga opor khota korishe. Keynote address to 5 Tribes CoRRP convener Engineer Tessin Law Semi Bra Dishe. Solidarity speeches kando tribal leaders aro prominent tribal leaders bra address kurishe. Jun kan bra reservation policies te balanced aro transparent approach lagya janaishe. Sub speaker pra policy reform ke mang kurikina indigenous communities majode unity laga importance aro empirical data fairness aro barabar moka mangishe. Member Secretary GK Jimomi pra khushi ki idu sit in to dangwar wala protest movement laga shuruat ase. Taikan pra Nagaland Sarkar ke current reservation system ke nutun data aro stakeholders logode consult kurina review kuribole khushi.
48 years apni kan sab puri ase indefinite reservation policy. And the time on everybody's mind, everybody's thinking heart is it is enough. However, amakan nijor ekta individual para bhavna kora to it doesn't translate unless we come together on a single platform. Today we are here. 2016, our student bodies, 5 student bodies had come together and had issued 6 charter of demands to the government. It dragged on for 6 years. The government conveniently said that it will be after next census. The issue ended there only. Having sensed that 5 apex bodies came in August 2023, it's time for the parent body, the apex bodies to step in. August 2023, the committee formed apex body actor representative representing the tribe, and 5 of us are here today. We had done our homework. We had met different people, different stakeholders, people who could give opinions, retired officers, serving officers, and people well versed in policy matters. Ito pichete, we had come to a conclusion that it's time to take the matter to the state government. Just as September 20, Amakan Jagina, Honorable Chief Minister ke memorandum submit kurishe. There, many of you must have already gone through it. We had pointed out the issues that were not addressed, and we came to a conclusion, 2 core demands. That is, either scrap the policy if the government is not interested, or give us the balance of unreserved quota. It is 2 core demand as a day. In September the dirishe, government sabo go gena iku nokuri gena March pi khatam hoise. On April 26th, we gave an ultimatum, a 1-month ultimatum. You all must have come across it. That unless our demands are addressed, we'll take to democratic form of protest. Government to equal action nai. We decided on May 24 that starting May 29th, we will start with our agitations. In continuation with that, May 29, Amagan sub-district headquarters day protest march kurshe, drawing the attention of the government. The government, as it is always known, 28th Amagan laga address kuribo, meeting kuribo, call of kuri gosho lebi. We went ahead since we were ready, and the protest, despite the inclement weather, was a success in all the districts. June 30, government Amakan ke invite Kuranchna Jaishe. It was our Deputy Chief Minister home, Shri Y. Patton, was the chairman of that meeting. And in that meeting, we reiterated our core demands, the 2 core demands. But then, the meeting can come to conclusion that there will be an independent commission. Now, this is for the audience. I will tell you that is not our demand in the first place. The government say, unless there is a commission to look into it, we cannot simply take action. Okay, say, We said yes. Then they said give us 2 weeks time for the cabinet to sit and 1 month time for the commission to be constituted. It was 2 weeks time. Dishe cabinet said on 12 June. Khobar to amakan media to hunishe, nothing was communicated to us. And then here say the commission to set up that was not a demand in the first place. Holebi amakan ke aro alarm kurato July 2 te. The Honorable Chief Minister said that any reservation review will be done only after census. The same old excuse. Now, if you all remember, census to announce crucial next year March the house listing jabo, 27 March 2027 March the head count jabo, and many of you are in government service also and having stayed in Kohima Thaka to you must be well aware. Ito to exalt to jabo, ini ka hole election bhi hai jabo. To census piche te ase koile ro aro commission to 2-3 years to ki kuri thakibo. It's a mockery. That's why we decided to go ahead with the agitation starting today. Yesterday there was an appeal from the government that must have confused some section of our society also, but then we were very firm. Okay, since the government and the ministers requested us when the Honorable CM is currently abroad, sitting across the table, we also said, okay then, we will limit our protest to sit in 1 day protest, that is today, since we are already prepared, and we are prepared, if you are prepared to honor your commitment and let the Chief Minister come. That is our standards of today. If that doesn't materialize, we'll move on to our next step of agitation, and I request you all to be ready. Why? Because many of you here who are no more students, who are already mothers, who are already fathers, you may not benefit, I may not benefit, but it is your children, it is your grandchildren, the future, who is going to benefit. And unless today, even if we are inconvenienced for us to stand here also, unless we do this sacrifice, our children are not going to have a clear future.
On the 20th September 2024, we submitted a memorandum to the government of Nagaland. Our demand was either to scrap the current Nagaland reservation policy or to allot the unreserved quota to the 5 tribes. Ami khan laga main demand to itu ase Nagaland reservation policy itu 48 years in existence to scrap kuri dibi. Itu ami khan laga demand ase. Aro government itu kuribo na pare koile unreserved quota to ami khan ke 5 tribes ke di dibi. Itu ami khan laga core demand itu ase. When the government did not respond to our memorandum, we issued a 30-day ultimatum on 26 April 2025. As the government continued to remain silent, we launched the first phase of our democratic agitation, a public protest relay across all 8 districts of Nagaland on 28 May 2025. Our protest was peaceful, dignified, and united in message. Enough is enough. Dear friends, 48 years we have supported and allowed time for the implementation of the Nagaland reservation policy. Amigan 48 years to ini allowed kuri dishe. Nagaland government ke itu aram pra chulabole. We have done so in the spirit of brotherhood and solidarity, hoping that it will extend benefits to the needy people. And indeed, it has enabled several backward tribes to rise, sometimes even surpassing the so-called advanced tribes. 48 years stay, itu reservation policy implement kurado. Dishi manu backward te thakli bi tia to advanced tribe khan prabi age bari jaise. Itu ami khan clearly dikhi ase. Here the key question is, how long is too long? Let me remind all of us here that Nagaland reservation policy was never meant to permanent. It was to be reviewed every 10 years. But in 1989, the government issued a notification that the existing policy will continue until further orders, a vague declaration that has now turned into indefinite extension. 1989 day, 10 साल पितरते इतो reservation तो review करिबले तो provision আছে. Already 1989 the government तो इतो review करिला बदली दे इतो reservation policy तो order आरो further order ना दिया तक extend करि থাকিबो कोआ तो আজি तक 48 years হৈ যাইছে without proper reservation. Is this what envisioned? A policy that by now should have evolved, revised, or concluded has instead become permanent by neglect. Government to itu luigna permanent laga provision banai dis. Tan la negligence pra. Over the years, state government has constituted several committees to study and recommend changes to this policy. But what has happened? Committee alak beshi constitute kurigana itu reservation policy examine koribole review koribole kurise olebi itu kan laga report to kute ase. Their reports lie in cold storage, gathering dust, and the concerns raised have gone unheard. Tate ta kan ki recommend kurise government ni to eku action loa nai, except a few token adjustment. Piecemeal de yete tate pick up kurina dusra to ni philai dis. As we continue to praise for change, we must also highlight the core issues that demand urgent examination if government truly intends to review the policy. Government to itu policy to review koribo lage, scrap na korikina review koribo lage, koilibi itu core issue khan to charibo na lage. Number 1 ase reservation policy duration do itu indefinite thakibo naki. Number 2 ase concept of internal reservation and the discrimination it has created. Amikan sob scheduled tribe ase itu scheduled tribe reservation do 80% rakhiche itu 80% de bitter aro reservation rakhina itia half century jai ase without reviewing. Third ase multiple benefits and flexible options and the lack of a creamy layering exclusion for backward tribes. Backward tribes can reservation pa khan bhi deserving khan to na pae. Creamy layers khan he enjoy kore tate bhi. Aro ta khan tole multiple option ase. Open competition te bhi ta khan koribo pare, reserve quota te bhi pabo pare. Open de na pae kole tate reservation de jaina loi lobo. Aro ami khan so-called advanced tribes khan to tai khan pra high mark paile bhi ta khan to na pae. Ta khan pra category low. Suppose in ami khan la candidate khan to 80% pai na panai ta khan dole 50% de pai jaise. So is it not a discrimination? Charta kutha ase unjust age relaxations and cut-off marks. Discrepancies that put others at a disadvantage. Cut-off mark bhi komti bishi duita category banaise. Age relaxation bhi bishi di dise. Sub option open to reserve categories. Pansta kutha ase backlot of reserve posts. Backlot reservation category te backlot post to bishi hoi jaise. Olibi ta khan backward tribe khan pra itu fill up koribole qualified nai. Itu karone ni sal te itu advertise kuri na jai ase. For example, education sector, 47 teaching posts remain on field due to a lack of qualified applicants from the reserve categories. These posts are advertised and re-advertised every year to no avail, while deserving qualified candidates from our tribes are denied the opportunity to serve. Idman post rakhiche, backlot ase, reserve category khan ase ta khan manu nahatok to 10 saal bhi jabo naki 15 saal jabo naki aro ami khan laga yate qualified khan borta korina unemployed hoikina deprived korina thaki ase. So is this justice? Is this what affirmative action was supposed to look like? Moreover, the current system based solely on tribe status is deeply flawed. Tribe-wise reservation system to flawed ase. It fails to distinguish between those who are truly disadvantaged and those who are not. Reservation should target economic and social backwardness. Economic and social backwardness saikana reservation dibo lage. Itu constitution provision dibe ase, olebi to misuse hoje ase. Many people in pocket areas, regardless of tribe, face real hardship, but this policy does not reach them. Ami khan tribe advance koile bhi, backward koile bhi, bishi jagate hossa bhi economically aro socially backward khan ase. Itu reservation to takhange bhi na panche. Reservation tribe pa khan bhi takhange bhi na panche. Itu defective to itu ase. Let us not forget this crucial fact. In Nagaland, all tribes are scheduled tribes. So, tribe to ole scheduled tribes ase. So, the continued classification into backward and advanced tribe is not only unjust, it is discriminatory and divisive. Amikhan tribe majote, Naga tribe majote, reservation policy haligana amikhan majote discrimination rakhe ase, aro divisive policy ase. We therefore reiterate our clear and rightful demands. Either scrap the reservation policy entirely or allocate the remaining unreserved quota fairly to the 5 aggrieved tribes: Angami, Ao, Sumi, Lotha, and Rengma. On 3rd June 2025, state government convened a joint meeting with the 5 tribes at the Chief Secretary's Conference Hall. We were told that within a fortnight, a decision on setting up of commission would be conveyed and that within a month, action would be taken on our demands. Itu commission set up koribo, koikana ulai jato le 3rd meeting government amikhan ke mati kana ja din de itu. It is the outcome of the meeting only. Itu to amikhan la demand nahi. Amikhan la demand do reservation policy scrap koribi, nohole unreserved quota to amikhan 5 tribes kange dibi. Itu he ase. Itu karone government to itu oporde amikhan la demand oporde ajitok eku communication dia nai. Apni kan la demand take up koribo kwa bhi likha nai, na koribo kwa bhi likha nai dei. Itu karone aji amikhan yate gather kora to itu pressurize koribole itu yate jama hoise. Today, more than a month has passed. There is no notification, no update, no action.
On June 3rd meeting, as we had reiterated earlier, the commission was an outcome of that meeting, and the government assured that the cabinet will sit within a fortnight, 2 weeks, and also form the commission within a month. So after that meeting, the cabinet has sat on June 12th. That's what we were given to understand by the reports in the media. But then 1 month passed, but there was no sign of setting up a commission. That's when 3rd July we had taken a decision to go ahead with the protest starting today. It's only late in the evening yesterday that the government had intimated us that they are in the process of setting up a commission. But I don't think that suffices because it was to be set up within a month. It's already over a month. We are in dark. But then having said that, that is not our original demand. Our core demand remains the scrapping of the policy, as well as if the government does not have the guts to do that, then give us a balance of unreserved quota. That has been our core demand, and we've been consistent with that. I'll take you back into time in 2016 when 5 student bodies from 5 tribes have come together on a platform and submitted 6 charter of demands. It went until 2022, 6 years to be precise. That time there was a cabinet subcommittee headed by the Deputy Chief Minister, Home. And the conclusion of that cabinet subcommittee and of the state cabinet is there will be no review until the next census. So that has been an excuse to stonewall the demands way back in 22. This is 25, 3 years have passed. And also taking the excuse of next census, which is, scheduled house listing in March 26 and head count after March 27. So it'll go for more than a year. Then what will the commission do in 2 to 3 years if they take the excuse of census to carry out the review of the reservation policy? So that's why we are here to press our demand, core demands.
Okay, sir. Five Tribes Committee received any direct communication from the government since the June 12th cabinet decision?
Yes, yesterday itself, they have issued a press release. They have addressed to us. You must have come across that press release issued by the government also. But then it just tells us that the government is in the process of setting up a commission, which does not, really satisfies our demand.
Sir, as we know that on April 2023 and on August 2023 also you have submitted memorandums to even the CM, and he had assured you that there will be some changes, but due to lack of that, what do you think that why is the delay from the government side? What do you think is the actual cause of the delay, and why are they doing it so?
The reason is best known to the government why they are delaying. It's been 48 years, so the reason is best known to them. Maybe they don't want to, literally have that political will to carry out major reforms in policy and governance. So that shows a weakened system also, if the government is adamant on, giving excuse one after another. Yesterday, you must have come across a letter. It says the government is in the process. So the process to how many years? There's no definite timeline, whereas the agreed timeline was within a month on June 3rd. So by July 3rd, the composition of the commission and the terms of reference should have been notified. That was what was agreed. Nothing as such. They only say that the Honorable Chief Minister is currently out of the station, or rather out of the country. So once the Honorable CM comes, we'll have a immediate sitting. That is the only assurance so far. And based on that, we were supposed to have a indefinite sit-in protest, but we also have to honor a part of their request also. That's why we are limiting to a one-day protest as of today. And we will see the outcome once the Honorable Chief Minister returns. Then we'll see whether we can sit across the table and sort it out. It is already 48 years. And the people who have availed it, their children have availed it, the grandchildren are going to avail it. It has created a particular class of creamy layers. Now, if you look carefully, advanced tribe, there are so many pockets, there are so many population which are still economically so weak. Do they deserve to be in that condition by virtue of being an advanced tribe? On the contrary, again, in the so-called backward areas also, there are so many people who are affluent, who have been, because of this reservation, they have gained the social upward mobility. Of course, we are happy that they have achieved a stage. For people who have achieved it, it's time to also ensure that their people at the lower section benefits also. It cannot be a sole privilege of some people only. Yes, if the government, which has assured us that once the Honorable CM comes and we will have a sitting, and if that doesn't materialize, we are going for an indefinite, intensified agitation. We'll let you know.
How do you think the policy need to be removed or to be reviewed?
We have already said that is their individual opinions as of now. The government says, the Honorable Chief Minister said that till next census to have patience. On next census, you all know, will take another 3 years at the most, because head count will start after March 2027. And after that, maybe again election year in Nagaland. So, that is why we say, we cannot wait that long, and the commission also cannot dilly-dally for 2-3 years doing nothing, and, that cannot be the yardstick. And as one of the speakers said, if the government is serious, it can even take a decision today. That's the crux.
So viewers, apni khan pra jani thaka nishna, itu Pradesh pra panchta jati, Sumi, Lotha, Rengma, aro Angami pra reservation quota stay periodic review, nohile socio-economic surveys update nakuri kina extension jari rakha pra kushi napa dikhaise. Itu la opor hi arobi updates kan ahibole ase, hulibi itya nimiti do itu khopor hi thakibo.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapu viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.